advocacy in Latin America have come a very long way from ignoring the impact of AIDS on MSM and other marginalized groups. Now the region is accelerating towards equality. What a success. And I want to say, more than that one, you have been pushing, making sure that people can be able to hear you. And in Africa, for the first time, African Union, and I said for the first time, is happening. And they decided to set up a committee which will report to the head of state on issues like prisoners, MSM, transgender, all drug users. So for me, that is a revolution. I could never believe that in a few years' time, we would have been able to push the agenda so far. You know, with your effort, your call, your hard work, we have been able to remove the sodomy law in India, which was there for more than 150 years. What else we can say except that we are making a progress? We are changing the world with you. We need more, without any doubt, if we want to reach universal access. We need to promote same-sex-oriented HIV policies and program more aggressively. It's too timid. People who have been in our board, our PCB, they have experienced how much we have been fighting to make sure that we could add this item on our result areas. But we won. And I want to say thanks to the people who have been representing you there. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making that happening. We need to improve strategic information and data collection. When I met the president of Malawi with Michel and the current president of African Union, he told me, when you will help us to better know our epidemic, when you will help us to make sure that whatever you're saying is evidence-based. I think is important. It's important to start and to continue to scale up all those studies we are making today in different parts of the world. In Nigeria, in Kenya, we are seeing already that minorities who are marginalized or just last year were representing almost 30% of the new infection. That's what will help the decision maker to change their mind about what we are doing. So reinforcing, making sure that we improve strategic information, data collection. We have received more information this year from more countries than 2 years ago on our report to NGAS. It is not enough. Many of those countries are running away or not reporting on those data. Reinforce, like I just said, the know your epidemic, know your response approach. We need to push that everywhere. Find better ways to share positive experiences across countries and communities. It's critical. People feel that it is just the issues of others. It is not our issues. And we need to share what is happening in other places. We need to share positive experiences. We need to be loud. I think my sister was just talking about loud about all those acts of criminalization, prejudice. We need to refuse it and build the capacity of our networks. I'm meeting any place I am traveling. I'm trying to make sure that I will meet our networks down there. And believe me, they're committed. They are courageous in sometimes very difficult situations. They stand for their convictions, but they are lacking support. They are lacking minimum of financial support, minimum of mechanism to build their capacity to continue to be a real force of change in their society. We need to work together to do that. I think the change should should start in our own places. Why can't employers like UN and governments everywhere at least offer protection for discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation? Why same-sex cannot have the privilege to enjoy the same rights in the workplace? It is not a secret why MSM, transgender, lack universal access. You know that better than me. I think I am continuing to talk about that, and I will continue to do it. Homophobia, prejudice, criminalization. More than 80 countries still have homophobic laws. 7 countries can invoke the death penalty when your MSM. Stigma leads to hate, crimes, like you heard. I think Dan was just talking about. Even murder in countries as diverse as Israel, Iraq, and US, in Caribbean, in so many other places. We should refuse that. We should not accept that. We should continue to make sure that our voice will be heard. Funding, I don't want to come and talk about it. Michel was already clearly talking about it, making progress with the global funds, sexual orientation strategy, so important, and I welcome that. New commitment to address stigma, financial support will be critical, but we need to accompany the country's effort. We need to be more present in CCM. We need to make sure that the programs, projects which are proposed could really make a case of our fight to make sure that funding can come. You can count on the support of the UNAIDS family. You can count on my personal support. Universal access for me is a right. The time has come, and we need to make it happening. And I don't believe that our path to zero will be a reality without you. And just not make yourself heard by people, but consider yourself as this actor of a change which the world needs. And I want to thank you, and I want to say that how much I am proud to be associated to this movement. Thank you very much. Yes.